It's just me, Jennifer, and you, okay? Good. Good morning, Butterfield Trail Village. How are you? I'm so glad to see you here. I'm assuming there are several people tuning in at home, so good morning to you as well. I want to go over a few things for June in the program department, and then Jennifer will talk, and then we have some announcements from Kevin. Your June calendars will come out probably the end of next week, but the Fort Smith Picnic and Pontoon Tour of Lake Fort Smith has been postponed until June 2nd because of the weather. Hopefully, by then, some of this rain will have moved out. And so I wanted you to know if you signed up previously, your name will remain on the list, and we'll put that list back out. If you have other conflicts, just scratch your name off so we can allow other people to go because it was a full bus. June 4th, Thursday, we have our annual Butterfield Trail Village Garden Tour. And we will run shuttle service to visit all of our beautiful gardens on campus, including the Sensory Garden at Healthcare Memory Care, the Butterfly Garden that's on the south side of the South Wing. We have the raised gardens just across the street from there. And then we have the upper gardens, which are our row crop gardens. So we'll be running shuttle. We're still trying to figure out how we can drop you off at the big gardens in the back because of the construction fence. We'll have it figured out by then, so no worries. But I think it's very important that we lift up our gardeners who put so much time and spend their own money on some of these beautiful gardens that are there for all of us to enjoy. Let's see. How many of you have heard of Louise Thaden? Louise Thaden. Louise Thaden was a woman pioneer in aviation, just like Amelia Earhart, but she happened to be from Bentonville, Arkansas. And so what we're going to do is focus on Louise in June with a presentation here by the Shiloh Museum on her life and aviation history. And then the next week we're going to Thaden Field, or it's really the Bentonville Municipal Airport, where there is a restaurant called Louise's. And it has a lot of her family's portraits, memorabilia about her time and her family, who were all aviators. So kind of learning about her. And then, let's see, we have a clarinet quartet performance on the 16th called Dances from Around the World. This quartet has been here before, and they are fabulous, so you don't want to miss that. And then another Be Inspired Northwest Arkansas outing at the end of June. America's turning 250, but Budweiser is turning 150. So I have arranged for a private tour at McBride Distributing that's south of town, and we'll learn about the history of Budweiser as well as McBride and how they started in Northwest Arkansas. So I hope you can join us for that, whether you like beer or not. It'll be a pretty good, interesting program. Some of you remember Slade Trammell. He's a classical pianist. He will be here at the end of the month with a program on Schubert and Gershwin pieces. So I hope you can join us for that. 2 dates in July I want you to make a note of. I know that's a little far out, but it's very important that you're aware because we need big audiences for both of these. On July 8th, we will have Claudia Burson and her famous jazz trio, but they will have a special guest artist performing with them. His name is Andrew Melton, and he's Kay and Ellis's son. He plays the vibes. Does everybody know what the vibes are? The vibraphone? That is going to be an amazing concert, so I hope you can join us for that. And then on the 9th, I want to thank and recognize the foundation. They have made it possible for us to have the second 40th anniversary celebration that is for residents and their families to enjoy a cookout at the lodge. And then after the cookout, people will come to the performance hall where we'll have an amazing performance by the North Arkansas Symphony String Ensemble. 25 musicians will be on this stage performing Declaration, the same musical program they performed at Crystal Bridges last month. These are strictly American composer pieces, and they have a beautiful program that'll be performed right here. So I hope you make plans for this event. You're welcome to invite your adult children, your grandchildren to come for a wonderful cookout followed by this concert. That's July 9th. Are there any questions about programs, transportation, reception? All right, well, I'm going to turn. Yes, ma'am? The Shiloh Museum will be here on Thursday the 4th, and then the trip to Louise's for lunch and to see the display up there is on Tuesday the 9th. I'll also let you know that Village Tours will be leaving June 10th through the 20th for our tour to Porto, Portugal, and the Douro River. So we'll send a postcard. All right, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll turn it over to Jennifer.
Good morning. So first, I want to tell you and remind you that I'll be giving a talk on Wednesday at 2 on your brain and exercise. Please try to be there. I'm so excited about the research that I have been getting. I have spent quite a bit of time researching this, taking classes, and exercise has been found to be able to repair parts of your brain, prevent illness. It is amazing for your brain. And so I'm excited to be sharing that information. And then right after that talk, we're going to have a sign-up sheet so that you can have one-on-one training so that you know you're matching the research that I'm presenting at the talk. So you can come to the talk and then sign up to work with Sarah, Keisha, or myself and get individual help so that you're like, okay, I'm hitting these goals and I know what I'm doing is positively impacting my brain. So that's Wednesday. And then starting in June, I'm going to start a new focus, and that's going to be on pelvic floor health. We've got a speaker coming in June 11th. She is a pelvic floor specialist. She'll be giving a talk. And then that following Monday, since we'll be through with hiking, I'm going to fill that time spot teaching the exercises that can be so healthy and helpful. So that will be the focus coming in June. And with Sarah on board, we're able to keep some good things happening. First, she's going to carry on Zumba. Be thankful I'm not teaching it, and that Sarah is, and that class will be Mondays and Wednesdays at 10. We picked that time because that was the time that it was already happening. And Zumba is really good for the brain. You'll hear more about that on Wednesday if you want to come to the talk. So think Zumba Mondays and Wednesdays at 10. And then with more staff, we're able to bring back the circuit training at both locations at 8:30, both gyms. And the circuit training is great to get a full body muscular strength training workout. You're going to spend 1 minute on each piece of equipment and have someone there to make sure you have good form. One thing I love about that class, it brings community. You get the chance to actually talk and visit while exercising. We're kind of hoping you'll forget you're exercising. But anyway, so you have 3 options, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can pick one of the 2 gyms to do the circuit training, and then I'm doing Pilates. It's a longer class now. It starts at 8:30, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you should have something good to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30. And anyway, that's just a little bit of all of the things that we have going on in the fitness and wellness program. As usual, if you want individual help designing or making sure that your form is good in one of the gyms, all you have to do is reach out. We love to work with you and make sure that you're going to get the results that you are looking for. So just reach out. We'll happily get you scheduled, and we'll look forward to seeing you in class. And I almost forgot one thing. I did not want the outdoor program or the hiking program to end, so I talked Michael into getting one more program Monday, June 1st, and we're going to do one more round of Frisbee golf. We've got Michael Milton, who is here on campus. He's an expert, so he's going to be leading that program. And we want you to experience Frisbee golf because it is so much fun. It's a wonderful excuse to be outside. There are lots of Frisbee golf opportunities all through Northwest Arkansas. And who knows, maybe we could get creative and have a couple of places to do it here if people like it. So if you've ever wanted to go try it, please put I almost said March, I've gone back in time, June 1st on your calendar and sign up just like you would for a hike. It's just like our hiking program. Anyway, thank you.
Good morning. Sorry, trying to get this to cooperate. There we go. Several updates for you this morning. We have the assisted living construction. Dirt is being moved, and it is almost to grade. If you've driven by there, you can see that. You'll start seeing more workers, heavy equipment soon. We're still working on getting the camera we had talked about so you can kind of see real-time progress of what's going on. Once the concrete is poured on the east side, then the fence will be moved back behind the sidewalk that goes to the employee parking lot, so that'll open up first. Then they're going to pour the sidewalk on the southwest side, which will give another entrance into the assisted living. Glass doors have been ordered to look like normal real doors to go in the assisted living. There's an awning going up for the entrance, and some of that wall will be taken out to make it more of an entrance for them. Also, a Ring doorbell, Ring cameras are being placed just for safety and for the nurses that work there. Currently there are 23 people. We added one more, 23 people on the wait list for the new assisted living. So if you'd like to be on that list, make sure you contact Heather Edge as the one to contact to get on the waiting list. The parking lot on the east side, of course, if you've driven by there, it's waterlogged now, but they pump the water out pretty quickly and get back to work if the rain stops. And that's scheduled to be finished by the end of June, and Patricia will be reaching out to those of you that are on the list, and she'll go right down the list. Right now, she's contacting the 4 people that were displaced due to the construction, and once they've chosen their spots, then she'll go down the list. And so that's probably in the next couple of weeks you should hear from her. And we'll have a better idea in the next couple of weeks about the weather and how far it's been pushed back, if it's been pushed back at all, so we'll see. Let's see. Oh, Joe and I met with Lyle and Bob about the garden and parking. We know that's an issue. We're working with the construction team also. We're going to do gravel on the side, on the west side of the gravel road that goes down beside the garden to give access to those west fences. We're looking at the possibility of moving the construction fence back more toward the road, more the construction road, to give access to the north entrance on that garden also. So we're working on that. Once the parking lot is completed, then we'll move the buses back to bus parking, and that'll give some parallel parking alongside that road that goes to the garden also. So it'll get a little bit better as it goes along, so appreciate your patience on that. Let's see, of course, fence work on the north side is being done on Joyce. That is moving along. It was moving along pretty quickly until the rain caught up on that. So, but that's moving along. The ice cream machine has been ordered, so I know that comes up a lot. We did, and it's going to be a very good ice cream machine. So, sorry, I know I liked ice cream too, so I'm sorry about that. But we are waiting on it to arrive. Also, we're still waiting on an update from Otis on the installation of the elevator. The elevator cab is here, but we're just waiting on the time for the installation. Also, the pool heater for the therapy pool has been ordered, also waiting on it to arrive. So we do, there was a rumor that we weren't planning on, you'll still have a therapy pool. There's been no talk of doing away with the therapy pool. We're just waiting on the heater. It still works, it's still pumping, it's just not hot. Or not, yeah, it's warm, but it's just not as hot as it was. We did put a deposit on a large bus, the black bus. It'll be a white bus, but we did put a deposit last a couple weeks ago, maybe on a large bus. This one's going to be a 36 passenger, right, Ricky? 36? 36, a little bit larger than the one we have. They're waiting on the chassis to come in. It's coming from, I believe, Springfield, Missouri is where the builder is. And after that, it's about a 60 to 90 day probably process. So hopefully in the next 3 or 4, 90 days. Yeah, we always lean toward the longer. In the next 6 months, we should see that bus. So we had a call yesterday. I know we talked to resident council about the pendants and people wanting different style of pendants, different size pendants. So we had a call yesterday with a company through our GPO, our group purchasing organization, about pendants and pendant sizes. So we're just getting into that conversation on what that can look like, and wrist wearables, do we get jewelry looking ones, and what the cost associated with this. So we're just in the discovery phase of all that, but we're looking into all the options for the pendants. I know that's been a topic and a concern for everyone. We'll definitely be able to get smaller pendants because that's what everyone wants. We're looking for something that not only lights up, but it vibrates to let you know that when you pressed it, that it's working. Sometimes people don't have confidence in the light, but maybe the vibration will also help with that. So that went well yesterday. So more to come on that. That takes a little bit of time because it all interfaces with the nurse call system and all the things around campus. So we did meet with the designer yesterday for the hallways. And there's a conflict in the date. They're going to be going to Portugal, and he was planning on setting up in here. So we're either add an additional date, or we'll move that date to give everyone an opportunity to give their input on that. At the meeting yesterday, all of your representatives let the designer know about all the opinions or concerns or wants, needs asked. So everything was expressed yesterday, and that went really well. But right now it's scheduled for June the 15th. Okay, Lisa's we'll update you. We're looking to move it to June 8th through the 10th so all of you can participate in that. So, okay, that's my updates. Are there any questions? All right, well, have a great holiday weekend. Thank you.